Welcome to our channel, where we update the latest, most shocking and dramatic details of the movie Beyond the Gates. If you are a fan of thrilling dramas, unexpected twists and breathtaking revenge, don't take your eyes off the screen. Because what is about to happen in this story will definitely make you unable to believe your eyes. And after watching all the content, don't forget to click the follow button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming exciting developments. On a seemingly peaceful evening, the small house where Eva lives suddenly becomes the scene of an out-of-control rage. Eva walked into the living room tired after a long day. But what caught her eyes immediately ignited the fire of anger that had been smoldering in her heart for many days. In front of her, right on the familiar sofa in the living room, Tomas and Kat were entangled with each other, their intimate gestures like a cold knife stabbing straight into Eva's heart. The image of Tomas caressing Kat, whom Eva had secretly suspected for so long, had torn apart all the limits of tolerance in her. Eva felt her body tremble, her breathing became rapid as if the air around her was being suffocated. Each heartbeat was erratic as if it was about to burst in her chest. In her mind, images were spinning in chaos, her reason was drowned by feelings of resentment, pain, humiliation and betrayal. Eva was no longer aware of her own actions, her eyes darkened, filled with only hatred and a fierce surge of madness. She rushed towards Kat like an uncontrollable tornado. Her body seemed to be controlled by the most primitive instinct, revenge. Without warning, without a moment of hesitation, Eva charged straight at Kat, her sharp nails like weapons, releasing all her pent-up anger. The sounds in the room rang out chaotically, the sound of broken objects, the sound of struggling footsteps. The rapid breathing of the people involved seemed to blend together to create a chaotic and violent music. Kat didn't have time to react to the sudden attack, her body was pushed to the cold floor. Eva pressed on top of Kat, the consecutive blows rained down as if to crush everything. Tomas stood beside her in panic, everything happened so fast that he didn't have time to react. Eva completely lost control, her eyes were red like a wounded wild animal, her hand clenched Kat's hair, pulling hard causing Kat to scream in pain and despair. Kat's pleas or excuses were completely overwhelmed by Eva's angry screams. For Eva at this moment, Kat was not only a traitor, but also the cause of everything in her life collapsing. The one who had robbed her of what she cherished most. The mental pain that had accumulated for so long seemed to have an opportunity to explode, each blow, each scratch carried the deep hurt that Eva had to endure. No one could stop that madness. The originally peaceful room was now filled with heavy air, the smell of sweat, the smell of broken objects, and the smell of indescribable hatred. Eva was completely immersed in rage, her hands constantly clenched, her eyes wide open and haunting, her heart beating erratically. Her reason was swept away by the darkest emotions. Tomas finally regained his reflexes, he rushed forward to try to pull Eva away from Kat, but Eva struggled fiercely like a wild animal cornered. She screamed, scratched, pushed Tomas away, her eyes filled with hatred, as if his presence made the pain of betrayal even deeper. Tomas was confused, his hands were shaking. He had never seen Eva in such a state of terror and danger. Explanations, words of comfort were completely meaningless at this moment. Because Eva was completely submerged in the abyss of hurt and anger. Kat lay on the floor, her hair was messy, her face was bruised, scratches all over her body were clear evidence of Eva's rage. But in Kat's eyes, the provocation had not completely disappeared, which made Eva even madder. The memories of being deceived, the long-standing suspicions confirmed. All like sharp knives cutting into her heart, making her unable to stop. The room became more chaotic than ever, the sound of broken furniture echoed throughout the space, the walls, the floor. Everything seemed to be struggling to endure the storm created by Eva. She was no longer herself, every muscle of her body was tense, tremors spread throughout her fingertips. Her sharp eyes seemed to want to burn everything around her. In that moment, Eva was like an angry storm that swept everything away, erasing all limits of reason and self-control. Tomas rushed in again, this time he used all his strength to pull Eva away from Kat, but Eva resisted fiercely, her body filled with the terrifying power of hatred. Everything happened in chaos. Kat just sat up in time, her face pale but her eyes still contained a challenging look that made Eva lose control even more. Despite Tomas's attempts to stop her, Eva struggled again, rushing at Kat as if nothing could stop her. Eva's next attack was stronger, more brutal. The blows and scratches kept pouring down, the screams, the cries. The sounds of broken objects mixed together to create an unprecedented chaotic scene. No one in the house could have expected that, in just a split second, everything would fall into such a violent state. Eva was no longer the gentle, rational woman she was usually. She was now just the embodiment of anger that had been suppressed to the limit. The room that was once filled with happy memories had now become an arena of betrayal, pain, and violence. Tomas was utterly bewildered. He realized the consequences of his wrongdoing had ignited a dangerous fire in Eva, but everything was beyond control. Kat's screams gradually weakened, her face discolored by Eva's merciless attacks. Tomas was more frightened than ever. He used all his strength to pull Eva away, pushed her into the corner, held her hands tightly. His face showed extreme fear and confusion. But Eva still did not stop. She struggled, screamed, her eyes filled with blood and hatred, her body trembled with anger. Her breathing was rapid as if she was about to suffocate. Bitter tears rolled down her cheeks, mixed with uncontrollable rage. Everything that happened in that room was not simply a fight, but an explosion of resentment, betrayal, and pain that had accumulated for so long. Eva had completely lost herself, letting her emotions dominate her reason, letting hatred cloud everything. The house that was supposed to be a warm home had now become a land of destruction, where lies, betrayals, and wrong feelings were exposed most nakedly. Eva was like a lost soul. Her eyes were cloudy with tears and bitterness. Everything around her was just broken pieces of trust and dead love. Tomas and Kat looked at each other in confusion. Both of them understood that after today, nothing could be saved. Eva had seen it all. She had felt enough betrayal, and she had let the madness inside her tear everything apart. No matter what Tomas said, no matter how he justified, Eva's hateful gaze had already ended it all. Nothing could erase the heartache she had just suffered. Nor could anything save the ruins of that betrayed trust. If you find this story interesting, dramatic, and want to know what happens next, don't forget to hit the follow button and subscribe to our channel today so you don't miss any of the next thrilling episodes of Beyond the Gates. Thank you for watching.